So, here we are. Just 3 motorcycles and a crew of 16 people. Here I am sitting under this birthing tree. Such a positive, life-sustaining energy out here. Absolutely spectacular. Actually, we are officially entered the ancient Cherokee Nation. We emerged from here. We pranced a little bit and back again. Full of microphones. But I don't feel like talking anything, just feel like writing. So here we are, a little bit of a trial run, close-up sites around here. Let's see what we can find, and this is the very first step of should be very intriguing 2 to 3 weeks across America, touching both traditional sites of Native American culture, which has been here for thousands of years, and also the making of modern United States of America. Let's see what we discover. Just 3 motorcycles and a crew of 16, 17 people. So, here we are. We've just taken off from Isha Institute of Inner Sciences and turned left on the Highway 8, riding towards McMinnville. We are on a 55-mile speed limit road, and the engine is waiting to roar, but holding it at speed limit. Right from childhood, our textbooks always said, Columbus discovered America. Well, till then it did not exist. Just that a few million people lived there for anywhere between 20 to 40,000 years. Well, there are records of a Viking explorer, Leif Erikson, who came to America in early 11th century, at least 400 years before Columbus did. They came here as explorers, and naturally, trading on the basis of barter happened between them. They called this newfound region as Vinland because a certain type of wild grapes was growing so abundantly in that region, and they could make wine out of these grapes, so it was called Vinland. But the Native American indigenous people of this land have been here for anywhere between 12 to 40,000 years.
Thank
You
you.
caught me, you're the first one to catch me on this trip.
Yeah, wow, I'm glad.
Leslie, all the best. I'm glad
Thank
you're doing this.
You
Right.
too.
Just started. By the time we finish, we'll have corns growing in our backsides. 10,000 miles. Well, the early settlers thought these were footresses, but these are actually mounds used for various religious and spiritual rituals. This old stone fort is among the oldest, and there are some interesting aspects of ceremonial entranceways and ritual objects. It's very interesting, we'll be exploring this quite a bit. Located between two rivers, the Duck River and the Little Duck River, the big one and the small one. So, old stone fort. This is rural Tennessee for you. Well, this is how the Midwest villages come. Space is the most important aspect of this nation, this land. Enormous amount of space. When settlers traveled from east to west, no normally they would choose to leave East Coast, let's say New England, which is where a lot of landings happen. By the time they got here, would be September, like now it is, mid-September. So as the temperatures start cooling down, as you go west, a whole lot of wagon trains would be absolutely spectacular area. This one we are cutting through the mountains, going south on 111 highway. Beautiful, beautiful country out here. You will be seeing much of it today. Fantastic engineering out here. Both the roads and the machine. And of course me, well engineered वहाँ कौन है तेरा मुसाफिर जाएंगे कहाँ It's wonderful to be back on two wheels. Well, the speed limit itself is around 75 miles per hour right now at just 3,200 or 3,200 RPM. Actually, we're officially entered the ancient Cherokee Nation. Here we are, next to a cattle farm. Well, they look healthy and nice, that means they will be slaughtered. It's a sad reality of human exploitation of every creature on the planet. Here we're crossing a railroad, open railroad, no, railway gates are not manned here. I wish we could do this in India, that railway gates are not manned but nobody gets killed by just behaving sensibly. This needs to happen. We are at the entrance of Red Clay Historical Park. Fire that the Cherokee Nation used to keep their sacred rituals going, they brought back the fire that went from eastern lands of Cherokee, which is here, to the western lands, which became Oklahoma. They brought the fire back here in a symbolic way of coming back to their native lands. This is called the Blue Hole. It's supposed to have provided water for the council hall, which is right here. The Cherokee also believed, metaphorically, that beneath the blue hole is another world. This is a way to enter that world, but you need guidance to get there. The whole world out there as it is here, only the seasons are different from what it is here. The metaphor of this is that as we are living on the surface right now, all of us go under sometime. You emerged from here, you pranced a little bit and back again. Here's the blue hole for you. This is a representation of the Cherokee making a serious effort to adopt to European ways of life. Distinctly farmhouses built with sitting or living areas, bedrooms and outer porch, as there was a promise from the President of the United States that if you merge and mingle with us, if your blood runs in our veins, we can all live together, make the effort. So Cherokee is one of the tribes which really made a serious effort, though it didn't work out in the end for them, but they really made that effort to change their lifestyles and make it as much like settlers as possible. I think maybe you also useful to make this trip successful. Not shaped in a factory or something.
No, sir. No, those are handmade in Tennessee.
It's good, let's pick this up. Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a safe journey.
Thank you.
All of you want to drink, eat something? Everybody, I'm asking you, where's the next place? Is there something in the cars?
We have snacks.
Okay. Riding well, right?
Yeah, that's good. Now I got set to the…
This is Moccasin Bend. It's also a significant place where people gathered of two different tribes, I think. Both the Comanche and the other tribes which are further south toward Chattanooga and Georgia, they all were assembled here, and this is where people were put together in stockades, like cattle stockades, and without a flooring, without roof, just a stockade. And they say They were here for weeks, sometimes months before they could start their journey. And because of these delays and lack of organization, they ended up walking through a severe winter, which was a major part of the tragedy. This bridge is historical significance. It is just beneath this bridge. The first few boats which took the Cherokee from here as part of the removal happened, but unfortunately, terrible organization, unfortunate events of failure of the boats, and some of them had to go to pick up the soldiers, some mess up. And because of that, most of them were made to walk overland. Only about 1,000 and odd went in the boats and the rest were made to walk, which killed nearly 4,000 Cherokee. Jaya Jaya Mahadeva Shiva Shankara Adi Ananta Shiva Shankara Adi Ananta Jaya 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 Jaya. We won't have time, we need to start quick. Just starting out a bit late to Cumberland caves or caverns, as they're known. A very large cave system here, very close to the center.
How are they? Good, good. Glad to have y'all.
Did the virus get into the cave or not yet? Here you have a sample of how small families made their own little whiskey to be sold around here. No better place than a cave to do this.
It's called the never-ending waterfall. It's never quit running as long as we've been coming in here. We don't know where the water comes from, and we don't know where it goes in the cave.
Look at that, so beautifully formed. Rocks growing like human beings, trees.
takes approximately 100 years to form a cubic inch.
Cubic inch or 1 inch of length?
Cubic inch is what they say.
ವಸ್ತಾವಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಹೋತಾವಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಆಸೆಯಂದು ಕಂಠ చేసిన కర్మము చడని పదార్థము చేరును మీ వెంట చేతిలో అమృతము ఉన్నంతసేపే అనధమ్ములంతా ఆగాధంపై పోయేనాడు ఎవరు రారు వెంట.
No rocks came down, so I must be okay.
Sadhguru, in India, many of these formations were called Swayambhu Linga. They're being worshipped.
No? Very wrong. No. Stalagmites, stalactites are not worshipped as Swayambhu lingas. That is an ice formation which comes in a specific form, which may also be dripping water, all right, which freezes in the winter. But these kind of stalagmites and this thing are not worshipped, but because it is a culture which is not a religious culture, which is a spiritual culture, the idea is to recognize the spirit of everything, animate and inanimate. It need not be in any shape. This rock also will be worshipped, this also will be worshipped, because it's all in the Creator's hand. It doesn't matter. What made you and what made this rock are not two different things. So because of that, you bow down, not because you think it is some divine form. In a way it is. Tell me what is not. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please come and visit us sometime. Have breakfast with us and go. It's a very remote part of rural Tennessee, very different from anything. Wooden piece, huh? Tire pressure being low is really troubling. Okay, we're doing a railroad hold-up, Jesse James. But nobody coming on the track. One of the major steps towards development of United States as a nation was the Trans-Pacific Railroad, that is from East Coast to West Coast. And those who were going by from East Coast towards the West in search of land and gold and whatever else, in search of fortune, the American dream as it was known, were all on wagon trains. Wagon trains were risky, slow and subject to all kinds of attacks. So railroad was the real thing that it started moving people. So there's a very beautiful this thing when I think it's a Lakota chief who asks, the iron horse is coming, how many white people do you think are going to come? So, the crazy horse says, as many as the stars. Then they got the point that, this is not going to stop, people are going to come. A big amount of population moved and took the land and the gold and the mining and the variety of things, which was the arterial line for the development of this nation at that time. Give it then. Hey, Balaji, 42, 40. Oh, world of difference. I was just struggling. No, just for that little, it was feeling like it's gone flat, you get kind of suddenly feel the tire has gone totally flat. Yeah. Right through the history of humankind, there have been men of great power, great wealth and great spirit. Men of great spirit are always relevant because being of great spirit is not in comparison to weaker men, but of life itself. In this context,